Good morning, everyone. You know, here in Palm Beach, we have a street called Worth Avenue, which arguably has the most expensive merchandise than any other street maybe in America. And it's interesting that often people say, how much is he worth? Or how much is she worth? And we actually have magazines that publish people's net worth. And we evaluate people by their worth. And we think of worth in terms of monetary possessions. But you know, in Pirkei Avot, our rabbis teach us who is a rich person, one who is happy with their lot. It's not about how much you have, but how grateful you are for what you have. This week's Torah portion, the Torah says if we follow the path of Torah, the teachings of Hashem, the mitzvot, a life of righteousness and goodness, and God says, I will bless you with all of the material blessings. You will have rain in the seasons, and your field will produce abundance of prosperity and harvest, and you will eat with satiety and fullness. And then the Torah says, and I will provide peace in the land. And Rashi comments and says that what the Torah is teaching us is that you could have all of the material blessings in life. You could have an abundance, but if you do not have peace in the land, then you don't have anything, because without peace, you cannot enjoy any of your blessings. But when we say peace, we don't just mean a lack of war, but we also mean, the Torah means inner peace and tranquility. You could have a great deal of material wealth and possessions, but if you're not at peace with yourself, and if you're not at peace with your fellow man, and you don't have inner contentment and tranquility, then all of the material blessings are for naught. Indeed, there's a Yiddish word called farginen. Farginen means to be happy for someone else. Many times people have so much, but they're not happy. Why? Because someone else has more than them. And instead of appreciating and enjoying what they have, and celebrating and rejoicing over their possessions, they're busy being concerned that someone else maybe is getting ahead of them, rather than being satisfied and happy for someone else's blessings as well. There's a story told about the Satmar Rabbi, Rabbi Yoel Teitelbaum, that a Jew once came to him and told the Rabbi, I need some financial help. My wife is ill, and I have to marry off my daughter, and I have a large family, and I haven't been working for a while. Well, the Rabbi called his assistant in from the other room and said, do you have $2,000? This was back in the 1970s. The assistant brought in the $2,000, gave it to the Rebbe, and left. And then the Rebbe gave it to this poor man. After the man left, the assistant, the Gabbai, came into the Rebbe, and said, did you just give this man the money? The Rebbe said, yeah. He said, why? He said, because he's poor, his wife is ill, he has to marry off his daughter. And the assistant said, Rebbe, I'm sorry to tell you this, but this man is a liar. He's a con artist. His wife is not ill. He doesn't have a daughter to marry off. He's not unemployed. He's doing just fine. And the Rebbe leaned back in his chair and sighed a sigh of relief and said, thank you for telling me such wonderful news. I was in so much pain thinking about his terrible plight. I'm so glad that he is not in those dire circumstances and predicaments. That's what it means to not think about your own ego, but to think about the welfare of others, to be happy for other people when things are good for them, and to not overrate material possessions. Realize that they're a means to an end, but the ultimate end is a life of happiness, fulfillment, contentment, satisfaction, love, and a spiritual purpose and meaning. Have a wonderful day.